going to show everyone what this trip is about. Um, Talking about who's involved here, we have Gretchen and Pasquale, and then Alex and myself. And we just want to welcome you, to begin this Japanese um, trip, okay, this journey. And hopefully, those of you that are listening will, if you haven't signed up, will sign up with us. Um, I've been doing workshops since 1976. So I've taken groups all over. I've acted as a tour guide and a tour agent, and I've, uh, like I said, traveled a lot, but I've never been to Asia. And I've been to like Egypt and a lot of of course, the Mediterranean. But going to Japan is going to be a real experience for me. And Gretchen, you want to speak a little bit about how many years you've been working with your company and that, so people know a little bit about the Airno tours.
Sure. I started Tierno Tours with my husband Pasquale in 2009, right in the heart of a huge financial crisis in the United States. We weathered out that storm and slowly but surely we built the company up. And then I met Walt and Alex. What year, Walt? 2015?
Yeah, about 10 years ago or so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
10 years. And
traveled together.
we've been doing these workshops for 10 years. Um, we started just doing one workshop a year, then two workshops a year, and now we're up to three workshops a year. So it's really, and I have to say, I know people don't believe it, but this is one of the best tours that we do, not just for the activities and stuff, but for the people. It's just a great group. I mean, Washington D.C. has just a wonderful group of people, very diverse and very interesting. I just love speaking with everybody, and it's a great group.
Yeah, we have so many sign up over and over again. This is one of the things for any of the new people. If you think that you have any questions, uh, truthfully, just the fact that we have so many that sign up again and we're able to run 3 trips a year, I think speaks well of what we do. And we work really well together, Gretchen. So, I think Alex and myself really appreciate working with you and Pasquale. So we were,
Mhm.
look forward to, uh, for those of you that haven't traveled on trips, to have the tour company head on the trip with you makes a lot of difference, all right, than if you were somewhere in Egypt and you had to call your tour, company, in New York. That was how it used to be. So we've got Gretchen right with us. She handles everything, and I think, and she makes sure that everything runs the way she wants it to. Um, we had a lot of satisfied travelers. Here's just some of the groups of the last 5 workshops that we've done, and it'll give you an idea. And we've done things last one was to Norway and to Puglia, and went to Croatia, and we're going back to Croatia in September here in 2 weeks. And so we went to Crete, but we've done a lot of different tours with Gretchen. And we've been doing them for 10 years. I'm sure we've done over 20 with you. So, and
Yeah,
people
we're getting there. We're getting there.
people are more than satisfied. So, our dates for our trip, okay, is April 1st through the 10th is the workshop trip, and then we have an extended tour trip that we're going to talk about later.
Mhm.
We are going during cherry blossom season. These are our people that are going on our trip right now, and we have a room for a few more. The and some of the people have signed up for 2 of the trips. Okay, so I think that's
Right.
it. So my advice is to bring your brilliant pink. Okay, I'm going to get a lot of this brilliant pink when we go because we're going during cherry blossom season. Hanami is the cherry blossom festival, and we're going at that time. So this is a real popular time in Japan. All right. It's been happening for thousands of years. And I think that, if anything, it's one of those things, just like in Washington, D.C., where people from all over the world come to see the cherry blossoms. So with this, here are a few little things to know about the trip. Okay. The cherry blossoms, they last from late March through April. Okay. And, it's essentially the word Hanami means viewing flowers. So I think that this is thousands of years old. And like I said, the people, and we're talking Japanese now, all right, celebrate it with picnics, parties, and sake. So it takes place throughout the country, and the dates vary, of course, based upon the availability of the cherry blossoms, but we should be there right at the peak. Sakura is the name for the cherry blossoms, all right, the cherry blossom tree. And, it has great symbolic meaning. I think it's more about renewal and fleeting nature of life and new beginnings. And I think that people in Japan ensure fun is a key component. So we're going to be looking forward to that. Symbolism, all right, there's a lot of symbolism involved in this. I think it goes back, that the new beginning is what it signifies. And it's really interesting, but it's a symbol of friendship, particularly between Japan and the United States, because a lot of the cherry trees came from Japan at one time. And when it gets to partying, I understand that the Japanese can party. All right. So there's a drinking etiquette in Japan. Then I think this is the first thing that all of you should know. Okay. It's called ganpai, which is a cheers. All right. And if you don't drink a little bit, you may look bad if you hold back. All right. So this is one of the things is, we're just looking at this. The tradition once dictated that people were expected to finish their cup of sake, rice wine in one shot. So that's how it works. Um, with that, we're not going to drink, we're going to paint. All right. And the thing that I'm going to say is that I do a lot of lectures with groups and, especially art history lectures, things like that. And we talk a lot about modern art. And modern art, a lot of it was dictated by studying the Japanese prints that came to Europe. Changed the Impressionists, all right, and we're going to get a chance to look at different cultures. So I think this is, or the different culture. Of course, Japan is so different compared to some of the ones that we've already experienced. So it's a unique culture, unlike no other. And I think that it's rich in history and religious influences and societal values. I think it's a blend of tradition. Okay, it's a very modern society, but there's a lot of ancient temples and modern skyscrapers. So just keep in mind that Japan is on the cutting edge, of course. And one of the things we're going to study before we go on this trip, we're going to have three departure meetings, and one of the things we'll study is some of the Japanese prints and their compositions, things like that that we're going to see when we're there. So the art of the Japanese influenced Western art, and I think that if anything, Monet collected Japanese prints. So that's, important to know. And those Japanese prints, when they came to Europe, they changed the perspective of how art was viewed from the standpoint that they were so rich in color that Western artists had never experienced that. Their use of composition, especially cropping, as you see here, was one of the things that was prevalent in their designing. And they focused more on everyday life, which is what the Impressionists were about. And this Japanisme was the movement in Europe, and you can see that Gustav Klimt was one of the ones that was strongly influenced. But Willem de Kooning, an abstract expressionist who you might not have thought was strongly influenced by the Japanese, he traveled to Japan. So it made a difference to him, and I think that it's going to make a difference to us. So, of course, Mary Cassatt was influenced by the everyday, um, rituals that people went through, and Van Gogh particularly, which was very interesting. Here's his cherry blossoms, all right, which represented hope and new life. But what was interesting about Van Gogh is he said, all my work is based to some extent on Japanese art. And according to Van Gogh wrote to his brother, he reshaped his eyes in this 1888 portrait to give himself the appearance of a Japanese monk. So he really felt that the Japanese influence was so important, and so did Monet. So you see, he had his wife dress up in a kimono, and all we have to do is look at Western art, and we can see in Cezanne, we can see in Mucha, we can see in Vuillard, we can see in Richard Diebenkorn. All right, and of course, here's Willem de Kooning, and his trip to Japan significantly impacted his work, particularly his printmaking, inspired by Japanese calligraphy. And he did a series of 24 black and white lithographs, this being one. So using the techniques that you see here. So I think that it just opens things up. So, some of the artists that we're going to study, one's going to be Hokusai, another's going to be Hirosiji, another's going to be Utamaro. We're going to really delve into that before we leave so that you have some experience with the traditions of Japanese art. Now, we're getting ready for this trip, okay? And for those of you that may be thinking about joining us, if you haven't already, of course, we're talking about getting flights, and now is the time to get flights because it is the festival season in Japan, and as we get closer to the Cherry Blossom Festival there, the flights will be hard to get. Right now, you can get a direct flight from on United uh, to Tokyo for $1,200. So I think that, if anything, that's pretty good for that trip. And this is the route, by the way. If you wonder what route you would take if you were to fly to Japan, there it is. But we're going to go, one, I'm going to take United, which operates direct flights, okay, from IAD. But there's ANA also, Nippon Airways that does as well. So you can, and I'm sure there are other ways of getting to Tokyo. Um, the frequency of the flights, they're direct flights on this route, 7 flights per week. So that's one a day, and it'll give you an idea. And I think as we talked, the prices right now range from 1,200 to 2,800. And I think that, you should reserve your seats now. Alex and myself already have our seats. So
Yeah, please note, Walt, that we had that pre-registration. So anyone who pre-registered, and you know who you are because you paid the $500 in advance back in February, you have an extra night in Tokyo. So you're going to be arriving on March 31st, not April 1st. You should have received an email with your receipt when you paid way back in February, but I'm going to resend it next week for everybody so you know exactly what dates you're supposed to be leaving and whether you're receiving that extra room or not. Anyone booking, on after that it was over, I still have rooms available for the 31st if you want to come early, and I'll give everybody prices for that. But and we didn't plan anything for that day, but you will get a free transfer from the airport to the hotel if you come on the 31st, the extra day. Okay.
you have to leave on the 30th to get there on the 31st.
Yes.
Otherwise, you
Okay.
get there on the first. So you got to
Right.
leave on the 30th. We are leaving on the 30th. A lot of your information. This is another uh, airport, but we are coming into Tokyo at HND, which I think I
Mhm.
don't know what the name of it is exactly, but uh, that's one of the things that we
Yes, HND. That's correct.
right,
That's the airport that has the direct flights at the moment.
right.
And see, what's going to happen, Walt, is that everybody's going to be able to get a flight at the end, regardless of when you book it, but you won't get the direct flights. Right now, when I first started looking at the tour, the flights were actually $800. Now they're $1,200. Soon they're going to be, 16, $2,000, and then they won't be direct flights anymore. So it's really important that if you're thinking about going, and however you want to do it, it's good to reserve that flight if you can, because they will get more expensive and less of a direct flight.
Yeah, we'll go over some of this stuff again for those that are joining the trip, and we'll have 3 meetings. This is our introductory meeting, inviting people to join us because we do have a few more rooms still available. But if anything, we'll tell you how to get to the airport, what time to get to the airport, whether you should have clear, or you need to get travel insurance, okay, which I think you can get your own, but you could also go through Carol Symington, who can also arrange flights for you. We can do that if you want to go through Carol. I always go through Carol. So I
Mhm.
think but you need travel insurance, so just keep that in mind.
Okay.
We do have global entry, so it makes it easier when we come to Dulles. Dulles can sometimes be a little crazy from the standpoint of how people are going through the passport control. So just keep that in mind. The Japanese currency here's what it is. It's going to be hard to get used to because $67 is equal to 10,000 Japanese yen. So I think that this is what right now, this is the kind of thing that you'll be dealing with. All right. And the plugs are actually the same. So I don't think you have to worry about that. Our schedule normally it will change for this trip, but we usually get up early enough to have breakfast around 8:30, and we're ready to go about 9 o'clock. And you'll see by the itinerary, if you go on the itinerary, that there are certain times they vary from day to day. So it's going to be important to know that we will be out and about by 10 a.m. for sure. And we usually have lunch in the middle, either on your own or some of the lunches are provided. And
Mm. Almost all the lunches are provided on the workshop, the first tour, because we're going to be in places that are a little bit out of the way for our painting things. They're going to do the bento boxes for us for lunch in most places. Otherwise, we're going to stop somewhere, but it's included in the tour.
okay. And when you look at the sunrise and sunset, you're going to see that the sun sets at 6:02 p.m. So it's, having an early day is a good idea unless you're going to, want to stay out later on once the sun goes down. We try to sometimes paint a sunset, so we'll see how that is. The temperatures, I think, for that time of year are going to run at like springtime here, anywhere from 50 to 60, 66 degrees and perhaps higher. Okay. So I think that's right now how it is. I'm going to give daily reviews of the work, usually around breakfast time. We'll look at the work and make some comments. This was when we were in the Dolomites, this particular lecture, and this one, I believe we were in the Cotswolds. And Alex, the reason why she's holding up my uh, pad, all right, is because she does that for me. No, actually, it was Windy. So just so you know, she's not my easel. All right, just so you know. All right. Uh,
It's
so
on windy days.
yeah, on Windy Day. So that's what that was. And then we'll give you lectures. This was the Croatian trip here, just what we recently did in June. And I'll give demos and give you lectures. And then we will have a show, which we just had a show for the last three workshops prior to the one that we are talking about going on uh, here in September. Uh, but we will have a show at the Yellow Barn Gallery where you'll be able to display your work and sell it. And I think it's always great because it's time for everybody to get back together and because we will make really good friendships. This is one of the things that I can tell you when I do these trips. Everybody comes back and they're so close as a group. So I think this is what we're looking forward to. Our pre-departure meetings, I've set them up for February 9th, March 9th, and March 23rd of 2026. They're going to be on Mondays. They'll be at 6:30 in the evening. All right. So, and it will be recorded if you miss the lecture. Details of the workshop, if you want to enroll, you just have to go to info@tiernotours.com. The price for the first workshop trip, which is a 10-day, is 56.55. What's really interesting about this is just about an all-inclusive package. I mean, you're going to see how much is included in this trip, and truthfully, it's going to surprise you. All right, because you'll have questions, and here we're going to answer them now. All right. There is a deadline for payment, which is January 2nd, and only 5 rooms left at this point. So I think that if we should fill it. This is our goal.
Mm.
This particular tour includes 9 breakfasts, 9 lunches, and 9 dinners. So look, your meals are all included. All right, you don't have to, once you start adding up meals, it can be pretty pricey. So I think that when you see what the price is and that your meals are included, I think that's pretty amazing. And Gretchen, how she does it, I don't know, but I know that everybody who travels with us is so pleased with the way you do things, Gretchen. And I think that if anything, that's why we do have the returnees. And most of the
Right.
people on this trip have traveled with us before. So
Yeah,
anybody,
almost everybody, I see everybody I know, I think.
yeah,
But these meals now, we can't eat Japanese food every day. We just can't handle it. As Americans, people get tired of eating like that. So I did a mix of some, because we do want to try some Japanese food, but we also want to have like normal food, like American style food as well, so that we can have American coffee and we can have, all the things that are what our comfort foods are. So the menu is very mixed.
yeah. So this is going to be great. And believe me, I know just with experience with you, you really put together a great, program and great meals. So I think everybody's pretty happy with that. I think the tour does not include travel insurance, okay? And it doesn't include your airfare. Any extra nights, okay, personal items, drinks, things like that. That's something that, you'll have to pay for. So just keep in mind, airline rules, things like that, as far as luggage is concerned. Itinerary, we're going to go over the itinerary. Okay, the trip features, we're going to be painting most of the time. All right, that first, uh, workshop, period of 10 days. And I think that the areas that we're going to travel to, first of all, we're flying into Tokyo, so you can see where Tokyo is, and then you can see where Kyoto is. And we're going as far as Kyoto. So this is one of the things that's going to be part of our trip. Okay. The and Japan's a long country. Might look small to you, but it's not. When you arrive at the airport, you're going to be greeted by someone who's going to actually, it's going to be private transportation, and it will take you to your hotel. So you're not going to have to worry about speaking Japanese. All right. I think the thing is, Gretchen's arranged all this, and this should work very smoothly. So just keep in mind that, and she will need to know your travel arrangements for sure. Day one, it's really interesting, but it's going to be built into the trip a gentle and flexible day. Okay, some of us are coming a day early, so we will have time to unwind then. It's really interesting. It's a perfect opportunity to just relax and maybe even see, some of the area around our hotel, which is really pretty. All right, and I will be giving a painting demo and lecture if while we're there, because truthfully it's going to be inspiring no matter what. And we're going to talk about how we work. Maybe we do sketches that first day. It's going to be interesting. But in these hotels, they have relaxing large baths. All right. And this hotel that we're going to be staying in, all right, has a top floor bath. The thing about it is, after you enjoy Tokyo to its fullest, relax in your heart's content in the baths. You have to take off your clothes in the changing area, leave your belongings in the locker, and lock it. Swimming suits are not allowed. All right, so I don't know what to expect. All right, but in any case, it seems to be one of the rituals in Japan. I don't think that most of us will be participating in it, but who knows? All right, I mean it's kind of going to be interesting. All right. This is our hotel. And
Give us enough sake and we will.
there we go. Exactly.
Is it men and women together or
Yeah,
are
it's
they?
men and women together.
Holy crap, here we go. Okay.
So it's like that in every hotel. I'm going to tell you. So wait till you see this. All right.
Well, okay.
This is our accommodations. All right. And you can see where it's located. And so I think that, of course, we don't know much about the streets and that, but you can see there's an art museum nearby. There's, things within the area that especially the parks. There's a National Arts Center. It's, you might have to take a cab to or whatever, but in any case, it's available. But this is our hotel. This is what it looks like. All right, it's pretty fancy. And I think that and these are the bedrooms. So to give you an idea of what
Mm.
like, and there's nearby are the Tokyo Tower, the Joji Temple, and the gardens. Okay, the Hamarikyu Onchi Gardens. So I actually can pronounce the Japanese words better than I can Italian. So this is so much easier for me. I'm happy. So there's Ginza and a number of. So we're right within the area that's localized, all right, to do things. You can get an in-room massage, and these are the prices. So if you decide that first day you want a massage, the thing to do would be to call the hotel and just reserve the time. I think that's important. So if you decide you want to unwind that way, you'll have that opportunity. Okay. And it seems very reasonable. So just keep that in mind. There are coin operated laundries in most of the hotels. So you'll be able to use those. And this particular hotel, you can see there are 4 different levels where there's laundry. And the breakfast, the breakfast is a buffet breakfast. It's got everything. And I think that you can see there's a number of stations here. So I don't think you're going to go hungry. All right. And this is some of the things that are around the hotel here. And I think you can see the garden that's right there. And I think our first day or so, we're going to be painting nearby the hotel so we can figure out where we're going to go and be able to do that. This is the Tokyo Tower and I think it's nearby, and then the National Arts Center. So I think we have those things to do. Now on day 2, now we're going to start to get things together. We're taking a journey to Gatemba, and I think we're also going to before we go there, we're going to visit the studio of an ex-student of mine, Alan West. And this is going to be a unique opportunity. Not only am I going to get to see him, I haven't seen him in years, but he has blossomed into one of Japan's most important painters. And you're going to be surprised at what he's known as one of the best. All right. And he does the traditional Japanese technique. He's invited us into his studio. We're going to have the opportunity to just, talk to him, learn his process. So it's really going to be remarkable. I also have other Japanese students that are going to meet us and they can't wait. So I think that, if we need to learn about Japan, they'll be able to teach us a little.
You mind if I listen to this?
Steve?
Greg.
Okay. So anyhow, arrival. So this is that we're going to arrive at our hotel in the afternoon. This is Alan. Okay, and you can see how he traditionally works every day. All right, on his knees, and I think the piece is down below, so he kind of has a roller system. He works, looking down on it, and you can see that his book has just won an award. But he's mentioned by even the Japanese tourism business. All right, so this is one of the things that's going to be special for us. I
Cool.
think that if anything, I'm looking forward to that. This is one of his works,
Mm.
a lot of gold leaf, all right, and worth thousands and thousands of dollars. Now this is Gatemba, and I think that when you look at the vista, you're going to say, "Hey, are you inspired?" All right, get out that paint. All right, so the thing about Gatemba is it's here. It's south of Yokohama, and or yeah, and it's in and around near the coast. All right, so it'll give you an idea of where it is. It's it's at the base of Mount Fuji. So one of the things that's going to be important. And this is and we're going to be there for a couple days. So this is day 3, and we'll be able to spend the time really painting there the full day. So we're going to have that as our location, and you can see what it's like. It's pretty amazing. All right, and then on day 4, okay, we're going to continue to paint there. All right. This will be our second day of painting. And I think, you know, I put the whole itinerary on here, but you can see that we're going to go to the AO Terrace, which is right near Mount Fuji. Obviously, we're really close. All right. So if you've never experienced anything like this, um, there it is. All right. So it's going to be amazing. We're going to be in Gatemba. We're going to be in this hotel, and has a hot spring. So it's and you can see that these hotels, the rankings are pretty good. They're either exceptional, wonderful. I mean, people just say so much about them. This one said it didn't have internet, so I'm not sure if it's because it's is where it is, but I'm sure your phones can pick it up. It's just not. It's not going to have Wi-Fi. All right. The This is the view from the hotel, so you can get an idea of the rooftop. And this is the rooms, and some of them do have windows facing Mount Fuji. And this is the bath. Looks looks pretty inviting, doesn't it? All right. And and they have a sauna. So if you want to do a sauna and if you want to do your clothes, they have a laundry. Day 5, we will be leaving Gotemba and we will go to Matsumoto. And I think that when we get to Matsumoto, we're going to see, of course, it's nestled in what's called the Japanese Alps. All right, and we're going to have a guided tour of Matsumoto, and then we're going to visit the Matsumoto Castle, and then it's one of the most preserved original castles, and you can see this is it. So. And then we're going to go to we'll have the opportunity to go to the museum. So this is the Matsumoto. And I think that if anything, again, it's just really remarkable. All right. This castle goes back to the 16th century and it's 5-tiered. So it's known as and this is where Matsumoto is. So you can see now we've gone, to Gatemba. Now we're going to, and Gatemba, I think, is down in here somewhere.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so now we're going up to Matsumoto, and these are all bus rides, Gretchen.
Yeah. So far, yeah.
Okay, so they're not that far, but it's like 2 hours or so, I think.
Yes. So far, yes. Until we get on the fast train, that things start to get a little more um long. But right now they're just like 2.5 hours to 2 hours to each place we're
Yeah,
going.
so that's going to be it, and the this is our hotel in Matsumoto. And it's a 4.6 out of 5. And in the rooms, it's really interesting, but this is an art hotel in a way. They have music and they have art, an art gallery and things like that. They also have the hot spring communal bath, all right, and it must be pretty popular, all right.
Well,
And and then there, of course, you can get to the train station very easily, and so in any case, it's a you know looks like a great hotel. And then of course you have your morning breakfast, which is going to be buffet style. And these are what the rooms look like, very clean. All right. And then here's the bath. And it's both indoor,
Wow.
outdoor. So
Oh, neat.
we can always go there and do figure drawing. So
True that.
if
Yes.
everybody's up for figure drawing,
Yes.
that's it, all right. And it has a sauna as well. So, at the end of the day, you can take a nice relaxing sauna or a bath. All right. If you wait till midnight, maybe nobody will be there. All right. So anyhow, here's the laundry room in that particular hotel. And we should be able to, you wouldn't have to pack as much if you wanted to do your laundry. Okay, this is the map of Matsumoto, and you can see the different parks that are nearby. There's a folk art museum and so on. So if anything, it's a busy city. It has a major art gallery, and the artist it's focused on is right from Matsumoto.
Oh, wow.
Yayoi Kusama. All right. And you've seen her work in the Hirshhorn, right? They had her in the Hirshhorn, so she's known internationally, and you'll be able to get to know her work. On day 6, we're going to go to the Suwa Castle for painting the first part of the day. And again, there's going to be cherry blossoms, so get that pink out. And the Suwa Castle is also known as Takashima Castle and as a historic castle, and it's famous for its unique construction on a small island of Lake Suwa, and it's known as the Floating Castle. So I think that this is going to be beautiful. We'll have the opportunity to paint. All right. So just keep in mind what that's going to be like. And then in the afternoon, we're going to go to Tashia Shimosa.
Yeah, okay. So this Walter Shrine, they're allowing us, we gotta have special permission to come in here, and we can't take any photographs. And if we take any photographs outside, like before we go in, we're not supposed to post anything online. So we just have to remind everybody about that. We have to be very respectful because they gave us a very special permission to come in and paint there.
Okay. So this is going to be, yeah, look, people just don't get this, and everything's worked out here for us. So it's going to be, I guarantee that it'll all be organized. We're not going to, we're going to have a great time. And this is the area that we're talking about. And so this is what it looks like. And it's pretty impressive. Okay. So you get an idea of the gardens. And then on day 7, we head to the rice fields, and it's the Northern Alps. Okay. You can see them back there in the background. Very interesting. And we're going to go to Azumino, which is going to be the wasabi town. So if you like wasabi, I bet you're going to get enough of it. All right. So this is one of the things that's interesting, and it's the glaciers are melting, and so you get this very crystal clear water, and it's just an amazing. It looks like an amazing place. Here's a wasabi farm. And then on day 8, we're going to Kyoto. We're going to take so I guess we're going to take the bullet train.
Yeah,
Yeah. And it's what, 2 hours? So or 3 hours actually.
it's 3, yeah.
Yeah. So it's going to be on the bullet train. So just keep that in mind. All right. And Kyoto is one of the oldest municipalities in Japan. So we haven't been started around 794, and it's the seat of Japan's imperial court. Okay, so it'll give you an idea of the town and the history of it. And here's Kyoto. So when we look at how far it is from Tokyo, it'll give you an idea. It's quite a ways. I don't know if you've ever seen the map of Japan, but I forgot how they put it on the United States, but it takes up a whole bunch of states. I mean, it's really, well, Japan's a lot bigger than you think. All right.
But it looks, yeah.
So, yeah, so it's quite interesting. And the Kyoto, just being able to visit Kyoto, just how the history is in Japan. This is our hotel, the Hotel Monterey, Kyoto, another 9 out of 10 hotel. Wonderful. All right, is how it's described. And the rooms are a little jazzier as far as the painting is concerned. But inside the hotel is a church, all right, which is really interesting. Okay, built inside the hotel. And this is what the hotel looks like. It's probably the fanciest one that we're going to be in. And this is a rooftop breakfast area, I believe, or bar. So you can see out over the city. And also the bath you can see out over the city. So I think that's and this is the bath as well. So get ready. All right. And then this is the morning breakfast, and don't be surprised. I mean, there's going to be some really interesting things that we're not used to, of course, but will be fun to try. And this one looks like they've got tuna up here.
Fish.
They're cutting fresh sushi tuna. All right. So this is going to be interesting. And again, another sauna. So I think that's going to be special. And then day 9, we have the painting in Kyoto, and we're going to go to a special excursion to Ami Hakiman. Ami Hakiman, all right, and it's a series of canals, and it's we're going to have our painting sessions there, and so you get an idea of how picturesque that is. And it's a hidden gem, it said. All right. So I think that this is one of the things that, Gretchen's set up, places working with the tour company in Japan. They that were artists, and we're going to get some really special places to paint. So I think that this is real important to realize, and this is what the cherry blossoms are going to look like. So I think it's,
Beautiful.
and whether you take a ride in the canal boat. So this is it, and this is a historic canal, of course, and you can see how it's flanked by buildings and that, and there's a lot of history here. So I think that it's going to be just amazing, all right? And then day 10 is, and by the way, when we kind of went through this relatively fast, there is a long itinerary posted online for anybody who is interested in really looking up more of what we're going to do. But our sessions are usually 2 sessions, one in the morning and one in the afternoon. And depending upon, the evening, it's 6 o'clock in the evening, it gets dark. We may even decide to do something at night because it won't be that late. So I think, but it depends on our dinners and things. So, and then we have to take the train back from Kyoto to Tokyo. How do you do that, Gretchen?
Okay, so not everyone has to take that train. You can fly out of Kyoto if you want to, and especially if you're only doing the workshop. If you're only doing the workshop, it really is ideal to fly out of Kyoto. Now, if you're doing both tours, then you're going to end up at the end in Tokyo. So you're going to do Tokyo, Tokyo. But if you're not, then fly out of Kyoto is better. But they also are making arrangements for people to take the bullet train back to Tokyo if you need to. Some people are going to spend extra days. I know that some people already asked me for extra days and such. So they're going to spend a couple extra days traveling around, and they're going to fly back out of Tokyo. So if you want to do that, they can help arrange to make that. You take a bullet train, basically.
So now the second trip, okay, which when you look at the price and you think, oh, well, these two prices are pretty pricey, they're not really, not for Japan and not for what you're getting, because you're getting just about everything. So, when you add it up, it's relatively inexpensive. Could be a lot more. But the thing about it is that, this is a special place. And you talk about a once in a lifetime for some of us, it is something really special. So Alex and myself are treating it this way. So we only have 4 rooms left for this extended tour. We have 5 for the other tour.
Main tour, yeah.
Yeah, so this is important, and it's not as big a group. So I think this is important to know too. And its time will be essentially, this is what's included. And it'll give you an idea of the, you know, everything that's involved. So if you're coming in, I think Sandy Fritter is coming in.
Yeah.
She's going to fly in, to Tokyo, I guess.
Yeah.
We're going to be in Kyoto, right?
Yeah.
So do you think she should have gotten a flight to Kyoto?
No, I think the tour operator said that they're going to pick up the people in Tokyo and bring them over. I think that's what I'm almost positive she said that that's how she's going to do it. And she also made a video online that I can share with everybody with the exact details of how to fly and how the time difference and things like that. So I'll share that with everybody in email after this. Because she actually made a video as well, like how to fly and how to prepare for the flight, et cetera, et cetera.
Right. So this first day is going to be obviously coming in and that, but we're going to be in Kyoto, and so you're going to get to Kyoto, and it's, like we just said, it's a renowned place, and we're going to see a lot more for this tour because this isn't going to be a painting tour. This is where we're going to have guides and be taken to these special places. And it's not to say we can't take our sketchbooks or do little quick watercolors or things that we have a break, okay? And I think the thing is, we'll play it by ear, but if anything, even after our trip, we can always go back and work on our work. So this is a city of 10 shrines. That's what it's called. All right. And our hotel is a 9.3 rated as wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. View. So it's like, okay. I think this is the only one that doesn't have a bath, but I might be wrong. Okay. I think it may have a bath. All right. So, just not to scare everybody. I don't want to scare you, but okay. It's located in the heart of Kyoto. And I think that there are a number of landmarks nearby. I think that it has a rooftop bar, so you'll be able to have a perfect view of the city. And these are the rooms, so it'll give you an idea of then this is the rooftop bar. So that, at night we can hang out there. I'm sure that a lot of the other hotels may have something similar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's nice.
But this one is nice and very nice. And of course, they have a laundry service. Oh, God. And then breakfast is included, of course, and everything. And you're going to have the opportunity to have a variety of, you can see a lot of Western eggs and ham and things like that, as well as maybe some Japanese food. But this particular hotel has a gallery, and it's very modern in the way the works that are there. Very minimal. All right. And there's going to be there's a traditional sake or tea ceremony. I'm sorry. And I think if anything, you can do that if you decide. But this is the kind of thing that you can search out. And is in the hotel a very meditative room. So
that's cool.
this is interesting, and they have a blend of music and things like that.
Yeah, that's
So
meditation.
yeah.
Wow.
So it's
Seek that out though. I like that.
yeah. This is a totally different culture from what we
Yeah.
have experienced, and you can see where the tea ceremony is here.
Yeah.
So I'm not so sure about what that is, but it's relatively close to the hotel. So it's a city, where the culture is thousands of years old. All right.
Yeah.
And it's there's a lot of where we are located, there are a lot of tourist attractions right nearby. So you can see them here. All right. A number of temples and the Geisha district. So and the just a lot of history.
Yeah.
And then here's where our hotel is, so it'll give you an idea. Okay, in Kyoto. And this is day 2. We're going to the Golden Pavilion, and and then we're going to I think we'll see that we go to a number of different things. We're going to be able to walk through a bamboo forest, and we're going to be able. This is a UNESCO site, so there's a lot of interesting things like the bridge that you see there.
Yeah.
And beautiful water scenes. So it's going to be, and here is where we're going to be located in that morning, and it'll give you an idea of whether to take a boat ride or whatever. But
Yeah.
it's going to be so pleasant and so beautiful. And of course, in the afternoon, we're going to go to this Taji temple, all right?
Yeah.
And you can see that it has 1,000 stone Reikan statues.
Oh, yeah. Who are those people?
I think they're all ex-students of mine. I think.
Oh,
Right? Just so you know, all right. And
yeah.
then in the afternoon, we're going to the Golden Pavilion. This trip, we're busy. Okay?
We're busy, yeah.
Or the other trip, we're just going to be nice and relaxed, painting.
Okay.
And that this one is going to be totally different in that we're going to be seeing a lot of the sites
sightseeing.
So if you're going to talk about seeing Japan, doing both of them would be a good idea because
Uh-huh.
truthfully, it's just
Yeah.
remarkable what's there. And we'll have a Japanese tea ceremony there.
Okay.
And I think that then we'll go to to Gion, which is the famous geisha district.
Yeah.
We're going to have lunch near Shijo area, known for its local eateries and shops.
Yeah.
And we have
Mhm.
our own private bus, okay, to return to the hotel. So that they have it all set up. And then this is day 3. And this is going to be a tour of Nara and Uji. All right.
Mhm.
And they're both culturally rich, culturally rich, and also they're a UNESCO heritage sites, so they're really
Okay.
all taken care of. We will see the Kofuku a temple, and it's once one of the most powerful 7 great temples of Nara. So that's what it is. And we
Mhm.
also go to a Todai Ji temple, all right, which is the home of the great Buddha. And
Oh,
we're going to tour a garden and we're going to have a group lunch, okay, at a local restaurant. And
mhm.
this is the temple in Nara we're going to
Mhm.
see. And you'll get an idea of what a wonderful, backdrop. I mean, you talk about
Yeah, I like that.
this amazing architecture.
Mhm.
And this is it here.
Oh, yeah.
And then we're going to go see the Kofuku Ji Temple. And
Mhm.
that's an interesting uh, temple as well.
Mhm.
And we're going to, in the afternoon, go to Uji and
Mhm.
see the beautiful riverside town and there's going to be a high quality green tea and historical treasures there. I guess visit the iconic Oyaden Temple. All right.
Yeah.
And this is the temple here. And then on the way back to Kyoto, we'll have an early evening a group dinner at a local restaurant. So
Mhm.
it's all going to be included in your trip. And then day 4, we have traditional Kyoto tour. It's self-guided, meaning but sounds like it's guided though. It says today, this is all from our itinerary. And as I mentioned, I didn't put all of it in, especially
Uh-huh.
the first group because there was a lot there.
Yeah.
Second group, I wanted you to see exactly the kind of way the tour is set up. And we have an English speaking guide. We have comfortable transportation. uh,
Yeah.
and it tells you what time we're leaving the hotel. So, if anything, and then here you see we're seeing one of these red arches, which I think is really Fushimi Inari Taishai. I think is how you might say it. We'll find out, of course. And this is where we'll be, and it's pretty unique that way.
Yeah.
Here is a really interesting temple, and we may be able to have a group lunch there.
Mhm.
It says a group lunch is planned near.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's a specific restaurant that has to be confirmed. So hopefully they have it confirmed. If they don't, we'll be eating in the market down
Mhm.
below, which is supposed to be really unique and nearby,
Mhm.
where you have
That's great.
things like that.
Mhm.
I think we'll see how that's worked, and then we also have the opportunity to see the Nijo Castle,
Mhm.
Elegant Gardens, and the Osaka Shrine. And we'll have a group dinner as well there in a local restaurant. So it's going to be
That's
interesting. And then we have our own private transportation.
mhm.
So
It's a lot to see.
I'll tell you, isn't it?
Yes, it
It's
is.
amazing.
But I know, I don't know if you know Grace Newcomer.
Uh-huh.
Well, her husband's Japanese, and so I know she goes quite a bit. So I wanted to talk to her about her visits.
Yeah.
I don't know where she goes if she just goes to one place, but
Yeah.
I know she likes it.
But most of these places are right nearby. So it's
Yes.
not like you're traveling long distances. Now, day 5, we're going to go back to Tokyo, and this is
Yeah.
the bullet train. So
Yeah.
give you an idea of the bullet train. And there's something here, Gretchen, about the luggage transfers. that I don't
Right.
understand. So
Yeah, that it's on the video. So she also made us the video to explain about these luggage transfers. I told her that everybody has two suitcases and that one suitcase is going to be our art supplies. So if you want to, they have something in Japan where you can send your suitcases ahead of you. It goes to the postal service. You can send your suitcases to your final destination, so your final hotel. So if you have a painting suitcase, you don't want to carry your painting supplies with you on this part leg of the tour, you can send it on the last day of our workshop to the final destination. And they have a form you fill out right at the hotel. The hotel does it. So I don't know how much it costs. It's not a really crazy amount. It's like a normal amount. I don't know what it is, but it's not like a crazy amount of money. And you can send that suitcase instead of having to carry it with you for this leg of the tour.
okay, so that's great. And I think and this is another one of the bullet trains, right?
Wow.
So it's pretty wild, yeah.
Oh,
Well, Japan is, not only a rich traditional culture, but boy, I'll tell you, you talked about futuristic things and how to move people, and we're going to see a culture. We haven't really even talked about the culture because none of us really know much about it, but I'm sure we're going to have culture shock.
and there's a class too that I want to take that's right up at the senior center
Oh, yeah.
about Japanese culture.
Oh, that would be good.
Yeah.
Send me that information because
Okay.
we may
Yeah.
be able to share that with the people on the tour, and maybe more people can do that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. That would be,
Yeah.
because I know it's different.
Yeah. So this is it. And here are the highlights. Okay. So it'll give you an idea of the different temples and the different districts we're going to have a group lunch. And I think, in the evening, take part in Tokyo's night food tour. All right. So it's going to be interesting because Tokyo is full of, of course, you're going to see a lot more people than where we
Yeah.
and I think but this is some of Tokyo that we're going to get to see. And I think that and we're going to be able to taste some of the cuisine and see a lot of the nightlife of Tokyo. And we're going to get a chance to make sushi. So I think it was included in this is probably going to be your dinner, right? I'm only kidding, but it's kind of like you tend to do that. So we'll see how that works out. This is our hotel in Tokyo. And I think that you'll see it's another one of these really fine hotels. Is it? Look where it is. Look,
Mm.
it's Imperial Palaces. So we must be in a pretty good area of Tokyo. All right. So to give you an idea of of, what the area looks like. And it's 9 out of 10.
Mm.
So it'll give you an idea of the rooms. And then, of course, we're going to have on day 6, we're going to have a guided tour of a number of places. We're going to go see the whole sell fish auction. All right. Which is really kind of interesting because, you're going to see the Japanese pay hundreds of thousands of dollars for tuna. I mean, it's really interesting, but some of these things are so special. And I think that when you start to realize, the culture and exactly what the culture is about, this is going to give us an opportunity to really understand it. So, and we're going to step into the historic district. We're going to see some of the historic sites and and then you're going to get the opportunity to go up to the Sky Tree, all right, which is the highest building in Tokyo. Look at it.
What?
What do you think?
Too high.
Okay.
It's too
Sort
high.
of, sort of too high. Darn right, it's too high. All right. Anyhow, this is where we're going to be able to. We're going to be taken as part of the tour, and then we're going to go to the Ginza district, see art galleries. We're going to see big shops, and we're going to have a dinner venue. All right. So I think this is it. And, and then walk back to the hotel. And at 7, we're going off to, this is an incredible place. All right. To Hakone, which is uh, Japan's most beloved destination. It has a beauty. It has hot springs. It has view of Mount Fuji. It has this incredible lake. All right. So it's a volcanic area known for its steaming sulfur vents and rocky terrain and unique experience of trying the local Kuro tamago, which is eggs boiled in hot spring waters. All right. So, and we're going to take this ropeway, okay, which is going to take us close to Mount Fuji. And here is where we're going to be. This is the sightseeing platform, all right, which is going to be just amazing. All right. And then we're going to see the famous red Torii gate. Okay. And we're going to take a sightseeing cruise. So we're gonna take a cruise on this lake. Okay. And this is the Torii Gate, which is well known. And then we're going to conclude the day by going to this shrine. And I think, it's again in the woods, surrounded by, nature. But what's really interesting about all these shrines and these temples, they have such a history. And we're going to get into that. We're going to explore that in our meetings. So what I just covered very quickly tonight, just for the amount of time, we're going to do a little bit more, talking about these places so that you're prepared to know more about them and will be prepared to enjoy them the way they should be. And then, unfortunately, day 8 is departure. Okay, and we will, fly back out of Tokyo. So I think that this is, and will, be dropped off. And it says here, your final day unfolds that maybe it's going to be filled with the reflections of, the joy and the memories that you have. All right, but it says after check out of your hotel, your private transportation will take you to the airport. Okay, and your tour guide will accompany you to the airport to assist you with last minute needs and to assure a smooth, stress-free farewell. So I think that the company that's in charge of all this is going to make sure that you really, really enjoy the trip. All right. So if you want to take this trip with us, here it is. All you have to do is you can also get in touch with me, and we can get in touch with Gretchen,
Alex.
and Alex, of course. Alex is the best. All right. So, and then here's the info@tiernotours.com is how you enroll, but you can go to their website, tiernotours.com, and click under special trips or whatever, and you'll see our trip and our itinerary. And it will give you a really in-depth itinerary, which I think for all of you, we haven't really touched on exactly, but because of the time, but like I said, we're going to have 3 departure meetings. We will explain everything and all the visits and things like that to the places. And also, one of the pre-departure meetings, I will give a demo in working with the certain materials that we could work with, whether they be gouache or drawing or watercolor. We may think about that more than oils, but we'll see. All right. I think that it is, we can't take those materials. All right. So just keep that in mind. All right. With that, I think we're done. So now we can have questions and answers. I hope I answered a lot, and I hope I got you excited. Did I get you excited at all?
Yes.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
It is.
Walt, hi, it's Kathleen. Tell me again what the deadline is for the payment. I think you said January.
January 2nd.
January 2nd. Thank you.
And
If you haven't signed up for both trips and you want to go, it might be a good idea. Like I said, we only have 4 spaces for the second trip.
Right.
Okay, so just keep that.